YouTube. What, me? I'll go out in a car doing videos with really dodgy audio because of roads and road noise. Yeah. So today I'm off to, what am I doing? I'm dropping off going out to see Blitzkrieg shop in Glasgow. Talking about doing some sort of, I don't even know what to call it, clinic. Yeah. Meet the superstar, me, in a shop. I don't know what even, I need to talk to Tony about it. He's talked about it before. Not 100% sure exactly what I'm going to do. It's like, wire a guitar live, or do I set one up, or change strings, or just talk about shit, take in some silly guitars. It'd be nice. I was thinking there, I was going to shower this morning, I could take in the double neck, you know, the Star Destroyer. It's not for sale, but just give people a shot of it because it's quite silly. But I might put together the triple neck. I need to do it. It's sitting there. There's no point in having it when it just sits there. So I've got to get my triple neck Flying V, Flying M back up and running. It just needs time spent on it, which is annoying. My tolerances are much higher now than they used to be when I built it. Like the other ones I've built, I don't know, 10 years ago, something like that. I did well, but it's just like I never really 100% finished it, and I was never really happy with that guitar because it was a glow-in-the-dark thing with a big Black Sabbath Vertigo record label on it, like a big spiral thing. Triple neck Flying V, and I bottom neck fine, sort of shredder neck, yep, middle neck fretless bass. Like, I didn't want to be a fretless bass. I've now got another neck, haven't put it on yet, and the top one I had is a Nashville tuned guitar, which is like the thin strings from a 12 string set, which is great for country and stuff. And it's like you're playing it on a glow in the dark triple neck Flying V. It really needs to be something a bit more extreme. Maybe just another guitar but down tuned. Maybe just tune it to C sharp, playing Sabbath or something. I need to do that. And on my way in, I'm dropping off. To see my pal David. I'm going to drop off the Yamaha EZ guitar, which I was playing last night, which I can't. They're too expensive. If they were cheaper, it'd be alright. Well, they're too expensive. I assume you'll have seen those videos. I did a couple of videos last night, and I'm taking in a couple of guitars to see if I can hawk them to Blitzkrieg to pay for my new Gibson SG that I bought yesterday or the day before. I did a video last night. Got quite a lot of views in that video. I kind of knew I would with that clickbait title. I should have been if I'd been cleverer about it, which I knew at the time. If I'd made it like a 5-minute video and not bothered with all this nonsense of me sitting talking in the car, that would have got much more views. But I kind of probably realise I'm not really in it for the views. I love the fact that I get like 100 views in every video. It's like, yeah! I'm kind of doing it more for fun. It's like I'm worried that if I spent more time editing and working out and doing scripts and stuff, it wouldn't be as much fun, and I would lose interest in it, and it would become like work, and it would be not as good. So there's my excuses over. And then I'm going over to Scott's. Scott's friend goes to car boot sales and has picked up a few guitars, so we're getting them in for some sort of doing up a selly. I don't know whether I'm going to sell them or probably. I don't know whether with me or whether I'll just fix them up. One of them's a silver Ibanez. It doesn't look like an RG. Is it maybe an S? I don't know if it's an S series either. Something like that. Quite interested in that. And I was actually watching on YouTube this morning. Doctor Who came up, and then I started thinking, I'd done Bucky guitars, done Iron Brew guitars, I did some Star Wars guitars. I didn't any Doctor Who ones. So I'm now contemplating today's journey, is apart from when I'm talking to you a lot, is thinking about how I'm going to make a Dalek guitar, or whether this one's silver. So I was thinking Cybermen were always my favourite. Real Cybermen, not the ones that came out later on. The ones that kind of looked a bit like C-3PO and were a bit rubbish. I'm talking about the original ones that David Banks did the voice. Shall crush them. Those Cybermen, Revenge of the Cybermen, and Invasion, and Five Doctors, those Cybermen. How do I make a guitar Cyberman-y? So that's the point for discussion today. Is what I'm thinking is, how do I make a guitar like a Cyberman? I don't know about a dialect. I just stick like. The dialect might not be that difficult. It's like I don't know how I would do it electrically to make it sound like a dialect. You just fit a ring modulator, don't you? But a ring modulator, I'm not really 100% sure what a ring modulator is, but I know that's how they get the dialect voices, and I know it's a very old effect. Like you got ring, they had them in the 60s, the early 60s, so it's like, it must be a relatively, it doesn't necessarily have to be relatively simple, does it? But if I could make a ring modulator in the dialect, this is live thinking, by the way, I don't know, I thought of that right there, put a ring modulator in it. It's like that, and then maybe stick, go to, I don't know, how do you do it? Cut ping pong balls in half, stick them on. Ping pong balls would work. What could I get that's kind of ball that I can cut in half and stick on it, like for the Dalek globules? Well, let's actually just make one Dalek shaped. I just make a body and make it the shape of a Dalek. Would that be interesting? Or make it the shape of a Cyberman head. You see, that would just look cheesy. Like cheesy too much. Obviously, all my guitars are a bit cheesy, but cheesy in a sort of silly and cool way, not just cheesy. So it's all about weighing things up. I'm also thinking about going, I watched The Batman last night before. Actually quite enjoyed it. It was slightly ruined for me because I kind of knew some of it was filmed in Glasgow, so it would kind of bring me out of the moment. When you're sitting there and you're thoroughly absorbed in the film, and then it would show you street scenes, and then sometimes it would click in my head and go, oh, this is from Glasgow, do I recognise the streets? So instead of watching the motorbike chase or whatever, I would be looking there seeing if I could recognise shops. But I do know where the bit at the end, the last shot, when he drives away on the motorbike, that's not really a spoiler. Oh no, I've just spoiled the fact that he's not dead at the end. But yeah, apart from that small spoiler, I know where that is because that's actually the bit where I parked when I was in visiting my pal in hospital. Oh wow. Oh wow. Wow. Fantastic driving there. That must have been, 3 miles an hour. Oh, that's me nearly here. So I will come back on maybe at the Batman bit, or maybe do a wee bit in a wee walk around Blitzkrieg, see what he's doing. He's got lots of records. Record store day. And they're not cheap. But I mean, they're not cheap to buy. It's like records these days are just, I was trying to explain to him why I couldn't buy the Master of Reality Black Sabbath album of him, which I think it was worth about 300 quid. He was like, I'm looking for 80, do you want it? It's like, honestly, I looked up mine cost £1.25. That was 25 years ago. I can't be spending that. Okay, cool, I shall be back. Hey, I'm back. I ended up staying talking for 40 minutes or something. The guy dropped the Yamaha after. Yeah, he's got I decided not to take it, but coming up soon, a video for a Japanese Fender Jaguar HH. So it's like a Jaguar that's got humbuckers instead of the single coils, and like a pneumatic bridge rather than the big bendy thing. I just decided I've got so many guitars in the car that he only lives 5 minutes away from me anyway. So I'm off into town. I'm going to take a slight detour to go for that bit I said it was in Batman. I turned the camera on slightly too early. I should have turned it on in 5 minutes time. It depends how quickly I get through these lights. That's me on the motorway into Tony's. Have a wee think about what I'm going to do about this clinic or showcase or something, or I'll make a video or something, whatever it is I decide I'm going to do. Obviously I'll be a little bit more, I'll have some idea what I'm doing before I actually do it. I'm not doing it today. I need to think about it. Maybe just a talk. Can I do a talk? I don't know. Luckily it's only a wee tiny room, so basically 3 folk turn up, perfect. Be like a one-on-one thing. It's like a 10-minute talk on something, I don't know, humbug or something. Wiring, things I've always said before, but a question and answer at the end. Aye. I'll just pause it and come back on and Batman things on a couple of minutes away. Hey, so there was a wee bit deceptive in Batman. I didn't think the gate was where it was. This is the street. At the very end of the film, there's a bit where they come out a doorway which is in the middle of that bridge, which doesn't exist, and Batman goes up that hill and the girl goes in that direction. Yeah, so that was Batman, and I'll show you how much of a detour that was from my usual route right now. So that was me, I just turned off the road. That's the Acropolis up there, which you can't really see. It's a big graveyard, which you see them going through, and on the motorbikes. And then that's me now going back up. So I made the turn off here. That's how much of a detour that was. This is the way I would have been coming anyway. Need to go in there. I always planned to, ever since I joined the Black Sabbath band, it was always a case of, oh, we need to go and get some photos of the band, Black Sabbathy style, beside some big, graves and stuff. But I never actually done it. We'll get to it eventually. Tried to let him go, but not happening. Yeah. So this is Duke Street, the back way into the Barras. Saw the big hole in the ground there, drove through it. You probably felt that, especially you, Jez, with your subwoofer. So I'm going to nip in and see Tony. Coming into the glorious barras of Britain. And that video, which I've still not put up, I might actually make this a compilation video and pretend, because I did a video the other day and the audio didn't work in half of it, but there's the Barrowlands venue, which I always say I saw Baby Metal in, and Ozzy Osbourne, and a multitude of other places. Good start. Hey, so that gym stall in the Barras, and just I'm thinking about a wee look about here and see if anyone wants to buy him. He's in the Barras, right in below the Barras sign. And I've seen many bands. The last one, I've got to see Baby Metal like a week before lockdown, my favourite band ever, and it was like, then it all locked down, we cancelled the tour. It's like, might have been their last ever gig as well. Right. People find this really interesting. After what, actually going and looking in a wee guitar stall and not having to even get into this, I could just sit here and look at it.
Right, there we go.
And it's all HD as well, so you can zoom in on it and see what the prices are on them. Some of it. Like the big watches as well. Now then it was after, what was it, a trucker? Was it a trucker you were looking at? Looking for a trucker custom sound. Well, you can't tell it's not working, they don't know that. I'll fix it. I'll just add 20 quid onto it after I fixed it.
So the scene.
Yeah. Okay, just Jim. And I'm driving past here, there's a venue there called St Luke's, which I've never actually been to, but it's just there. And there's Bill's Tool Store, which I also mentioned the other day. I keep talking about the same things. I keep being in the same place all the time. It's a guy with a box. There you go. Not seen that before. So I might be able to, am I going to be able to park right outside? The reason I'm holding this is I'm going to show you exactly where this shop is, so you can go and visit. Or if you want to come to this clinic, show off, whatever you call it, demo day, I don't know. I could just, what I need to go through some of the guitars are actually for sale in here, and I'll write on them what it is they actually do, because they all do stupid stuff. You know, every one of them does something stupid. See that? Am I just going to have to pay for parking? I think I am. There is a loading bay, but I think I'll just park. Right, so there's the Blitzkrieg shop, and there's my Marble Guitar sign. Bang. He's even got a t-shirt there. Haha, cool. And there's the Barras. So if you know where it is. Hey, that's me just left Blitzkrieg shop. So now if you want the blood splatter triple blicker blapple or whatever it was, caster, it's in Blitzkrieg. I'm doing the clinic thing, whatever you call it, on the 21st of May at 4 o'clock, which is a Saturday. So you can go to the barras and look about and buy stuff, and then I'll just talk shit for a couple of hours, really. What I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the guitars that are in there and put wee cards on them, write out wee cards that say what it is they actually do. Because obviously all the bucky casts and stuff are all pretty random. It depends. Look, it's got 3 switches on it. What do the 3 switches do? I'll look up my video and I'll see what it is I say they do. And once you know what they do great things. But if you're just sitting there and goes, what does this switch do? And you're trying to do it purely by sound, sometimes it's difficult. It's like, if I tell you, if you know it's a phase switch, you can turn it on and go, it's totally a phase switch. Whereas you don't. Again, this could be, I'm sure that this bit was all closed off for Batman, so there must be that many bits. To be honest, it kind of ruined the film a little bit for me. I think I've already mentioned that. Every time they did any street chases or anything like that, I was looking for bits that were bits I recognised. There are some, it kind of looks a bit like Gotham, especially in winter when it's dark, raining, hack it. Aye, so off to Scots for a bit of a video. This might just be a chop-uppy bit of just freaking stuff stuck together from various, all the bits that worked from that video the other day, including my gym in the barras. It's quite good. So the in-store, whatever you call it, clinic Mad Malco Day should be quite fun. To be honest, I know it's not going to cost any money to get in, so it can really, if it fails, then what have I got to lose, really? If it doesn't work, I'll just not do it again. I don't think it'll do me any harm. I'm sure a couple of folk will probably turn up. It's not a very big place, so if 3 or 4 folk turn up, it's a winner. In fact, even if it's just me, I'll film it, that'll be fine. Rockin', catch you there. The bidding room. Have you heard of that? Apparently, some of it's going to be filmed in Blitzkrieg shop. That's pretty cool. I even did it. It's Nigel Havers. It's like someone even recognised. Never heard of the show, but I think it's a BBC daytime antique hunty thing, and they're looking for an expert in sort of. Johnny was quite chuffed. I think that they asked for a younger guy. It was like, yay! It's for sort of more art and antiques, which obviously he does. I mean, he's got some nut stuff in there if you're mad into. Especially, I feel really bad because the kind of music, it's not really music I'm into that he's always talking about. You know, like the Ramones and ska and punk and all that, which I don't really know anything about. He was showing me some, which I'm sure would have blown me away if it had been Black Sabbath, but it wasn't. It was the Sex Pistols and stuff, like prints and things from the Damned. It was original prints of the artist who did some. There's a Damned cover where they get custard pies or cream cakes shoved in their faces. He's got like an original photo from that, the ones that didn't pass it for the album cover. And same with the Sex Pistols one, it's like, it looks kind of the same as the Anarchy in the UK poster, but there's a couple of bits that were wrong, so it was rejected. You know, think shit like that, which I'm sure would be incredibly impressive if that's the sort of thing you're into. I'm too practical. I'm too much of a meanie. I don't like paying money for anything. I'm thinking of giving them all my singles, actually. You know, giving them a commission on them. I'm pretty sure some of the singles I've got are worth money. But basically just bought them because they had nice covers. You know, ones I picked up in record shops 20 years ago for £1 and shit like that. You know, like Stones and Beatles and all that sort of stuff, which isn't really, not really what that shop's all about. But other people like, people like lots of different types of music. Why is there so many? Why is it such a bad junction? Just don't. The hell kind of light is that? That light, those lights were green for 10 seconds, absolute maximum. That's why, because these lights are decided to get red for 10 seconds maximum. Bastards. It doesn't even look like a particularly busy road I'm crossing. I don't know, maybe In fact, I think I'm actually maybe going to Hampden. The Gulf petrol station, I think that might be the one that the wall I fell off when I was incredibly drunk at AC/DC. Talking about this the other day, someone asked me if I'd seen AC/DC. I have, yeah. The last time I went to see them, I was incredibly drunk at the time. It's good.